Hello, everybody, and welcome to another edition of Kavi's Corner. Yes, we're back to our new and going to be the same time slot. It's going to be Sundays from now on, as you may know. The only time we do Mondays is after a major, but we're not after major anymore. We've had our week off since Wimbledon has been completed. I am your host, Kavi. Thank you all for joining me. It's a beautiful day here. It's noon in Vancouver, BC, Canada. I hope you're having a great Sunday or maybe even Monday, depending on where you are. And thank you guys so much for joining me. We're doing our weekly roundup. As mentioned, Wimbledon has been over for a week, got to digest, but there were 5 tournaments on a Hopman Cup that were going down this week. So we're going to get you into it with all of the action from this week, beginning with a little bit of a timetable and a schedule. But hey, first, before I continue with the slides, please like this video, subscribe if you're new to the channel, hit that notification bell, and that way you'll be able to join us whenever we go live, whether it's for a draw preview, draw reaction, play-by-play live stream, Kavi's Corner, the countdown, the GTL Game to Love Tennis podcast, whatever it may be, breaking news from JG and Ben. We got all the stuff, and you can follow us if you hit that notification bell, subscribe, all that fun stuff. So once again, thank you guys so much. And kicking off, I'm going to just basically let you know what's going down, what went down, and what currently is going down. And you're like, Kavi, what do you mean currently? Yeah, well, I'm going to tell you about some of our championship matches. Check this out. In Gstaad, we already had Ramos Vinolas versus Cachin. So we have an all Spanish-ish sort of final, Spain and Argentina. We got Ruud and Rublev in Bastad. That one's completed. Budapest also completed. We had Bendel versus Timofeeva. And then a couple matches that are currently still underway over in Newport, Rhode Island. Infosys Hall of Fame tournament. We've got Michelson, the young 18-year-old from the United States, into his maiden ATP final, facing Manarino, who's surprisingly one of the best on grass out of all the active players on the ATP. And also over in Italy, we have Italian Jasmine Paolini facing off again against Zheng Qinwen. Qinwen going for her very first title ever on the WTA circuit. Paolini has one, looking for her second with the help of her Italian crowd. So moving on, folks. On to our first champion of the day, Rublev. This is from @RelevantTennis. Rublev wins the Nordea Open. Actually, you know what? Just want to say hi to some people because I feel like since Wimbledon's been over, I feel like there's been a big distance between all my people who normally come in. So I just want to say hi to everyone real quick. So let me just pause this before we get too deep into Rublev. And we got Kathy in the house. Kathy, always love having you in here. Welcome, Kathy. It's been a few days since I've seen you. Good to see you in here. Hello, Kavi. Time for some hard court, says Daria Ravo. We still got a couple of clay courts going on, but yeah, you're right. Hard court swing is about to get underway. Hello, Kathy, says Daria. Right back at you. Hey, DR. Cachin celebrated by kissing his dog, Boston Terrier, I believe. You are correct, Ghost of James Hunt. You are very correct. I couldn't find a photo of it, and we can't play video on the stream. I was going to just mention it, but you beat me to it. Missing tennis action, says Daria. Yeah, I think everyone is, after majors, there's always a little void. If you're a tennis fan, there's always a feeling of emptiness after watching 2 straight weeks of daily amazing action. And then you kind of, like I said, we did have 5 tournaments this week, but all of them were 250s. We had the Hopman Cup, which is more of an exhibition style. So I know what you're saying there, guys. Casper got ghosted hard in the second set. Yeah, folks, we've only had 3, count them so far, of the 5 matches, championship matches today that have been completed. Little spoiler, each one of the 3 had a bagel. Isn't that pretty amazing? So 3 for 3. Can we get 5 for 5 by the end of the day? That's something we're going to have to watch out for. Janie Bird. Hi, Kavi. Hello, Jane. Great to have you in the chat as always. Kathy saying, I'm having a blast watching UTS. Yes, the Ultimate Tennis Showdown. I actually didn't get to watch any of it because I had a wedding this weekend. But Kathy's saying it's so much fun. It's a very kind of progressive tournament. There's a lot of fun rules. There's a shot clock. It's just a different style, but it's way more interactive with the crowd. They ask players questions on the mic live, in the middle of the games and things like that. I've seen some rallies where Bublik and Monfils had a 6-tweener rally. So it's a lot of fun. But yeah, we'll get to that in a second. This is from Ghosty. There's no distance, buddy. We all have Kavi posters in our living rooms. Mine comes with votive candles and incense. Well, that's very nice. I appreciate that. All right, folks. It looks like a huge love fest here. Hopman was fun. Everyone's saying hello to each other. We have, oopsie, what am I doing here? My bad. There we go. Hey, Kathy, Daria, Janie. It's so much fun. Speaking of the UTS. Hey, Jane saying hello to Kavi, Daria, Kathy. So everyone just love festing each other. I love it. Kavi, you look tan. Yes, I have been. First of all, I got a new studio. Well, I basically, in my room, I've cornered off a corner and I've put some thick towels and green screen and black blinds. And I feel amazing. This is the first thing I'm doing in the brand new studio. So, I mean, I'm in the same physical space. I've just kind of put fake walls around myself. And now I call it Invisible Studios because my buddy who helped me set it up, he was hiding in my room, but he was hiding in the studio. But the bottom, 1 foot of the studio is uncovered. So I could see his legs. And he's like, how could you see me? I was like, you're not invisible. So then we decided to call it Invisible Studios. So anyways, let's get to the tennis, folks. That was quite a lot about me and myself being all selfish here on Cubby's Corner. And one other thing, not to be selfish, but to be sharing, join Patreon for exclusive content, folks. There's the link right there. So if you haven't done so, please consider supporting the channel in one of the many ways that you can. Okay, folks, so getting back into it. So Rublev wins the Nordea Open over in Sweden. Andrey Rublev defeats Casper Ruud in the Bastad final and claims his 14th ATP title. 7-6-6 love. Boom. That's one of the 3 bagels that I mentioned. It's also his 5th title on clay. Star emoji. What a performance. There you go. He's got his branded headband there in the red, looking fly. Andrey Rublev, play for the kids. Look at that. Love it. Champion Nordea Open from Relevant Tennis. Congratulations to the Russian Andrey Rublev. Moving on from Vunch at Vunch V2K. Andrey Rublev played terrific this week. Beat 3 top 20 players in Zverev, Cerundolo, and Casper Ruud to win a clay 250. The Monte Carlo champ Masters 1000 there is showing signs of improvement in mental strength and responding to mid-match adversity, as well as hitting backhand a bit bigger and defending better with it. So some positive improvements going on for Rublev. This one from at Bastian Fashan. This is Casper to Andre. This is pretty funny. This was in the trophy ceremony presentation. You're a very tough competitor. So this is Casper Ruud speaking about Rublev, but also a very nice guy, very funny and always respectful to your opponents. Even though you hit all the effing lines today, it was not so respectful to me, but it's okay. So that was kind of funny. You don't really see Casper being the F-bomb type of guy. And Rublev also dropped an F-bomb in his trophy presentation speech because he forgot to thank his coach. And his first coach wasn't in the box with him today. It was his second coach. And so I guess he basically said, oh, F, I forgot to thank them. So then he goes on to thank his second coach. And then he also makes another joke saying, I've actually won more with you here than the first coach. So he didn't go on to say, maybe I should keep you as a coach, but you could tell he was thinking it. But in the end, he said, I hope that we continue to win more together. It was pretty good. He kind of caught himself. But look how nice the colors are. You got the ball girls, ball boys. Looks like a windy little bit of wind there. I guess they had to start time had to get pushed back. Rublev wasn't even sure if they were going to play due to the conditions, but in the end, it was all good. Continuing on, relevant tennis. Since 2020, only 2 players have bageled Casper Ruud on clay. One of them was the GOAT of clay, the god of clay, Rafael Nadal, did it in the 2022 Roland Garros final. That was last year's final. And then Rublev today over in Sweden. Not a milestone for many. Yep, there you go. The 2 guys with big smiles who have gotten a bagel set on Casper on clay since in the last 3 years. Okay, another one from Relevant Tennis. Thanks to this win in Bastad, Andrey Rublev surpasses both Stefano Tsitsipas and Jannik Sinner to become the new race number 4. Didn't have much movement in regards to anything else on the men's or the women's this week, but this is the only movement we really had in the top 10. So this is how it looks like currently. Alcaraz 1, Djokovic 2, Medvedev 3, all very obvious as they have been dominating the tour. Rublev now up to 4, Tsitsipas Sinner still tied now at 5 instead of at 4. And then Rune and Ruud, the two Scandinavians, or is that right? Scandinavian? Are they Scandinavian? What's the other word for them? Nordics. Yeah, the Nordics. So if they're not Scandinavian, they're definitely Nordic. The two Nordic lads, Rune and Ruud. We also have another slide coming up on Casper Ruud, but that's later, and it's in regards to something else. We're still going on here with Rublev, Tennis Weekly podcast, saying Andrey Rublev and Casper Ruud were all smiles after the final of the Nordea Open, hashtag Nordea Open. And I just thought this was a really lovely photo. Like, again, lots of different colors. Yeah, it just looks very pretty out there. So there you go. Trophy looks nice. Flowers in the hands of Casper. So well done, gentlemen. And Casper Ruud and Andrey Rublev. All right, moving on to our next champion of the day. We have Relevant Tennis saying Pedro Cachin, the Argentine, wins. And then you got the trophy emoji and the Argentine flag. The 28-year-old from Argentina wins his maiden ATP Tour title in Gstaad. This one is in Switzerland as he defeats Albert Ramos Vinolas, the left-hander veteran, in 3 sets. Thanks to this win, Cachin will make his debut into the top 50. Congratulations to the Argentine. There you go, K-Swiss wristband, and he's ready for a big forehand. He's got his Yonex racket, champion of the Swiss Open Gstaad. Congrats to the Argentine. All right, from Tiempo de Tenis at Tiempo de Tenis Uno or 1. Now, I'm not going to do the whole thing in Spanish, but Google has translated for me, as you can tell. Boom. Look at that. Thank you, Google. In 2019, Pedro Cachin, he was approximately ranked 300th in the world at the time, gave a stringing machine to some boys from the Congo who wanted to play tennis. In 2023, he won his first ATP title 4 years later. Today, tennis is a little fairer. And how about this? Love it. Love to see when people are helping those less fortunate. These guys love tennis. They want tennis to be played by everyone if possible. So look at this. Thanks to you, Pedro Cachin and Xavier Colomina, for the gift rope machine. I believe they meant the string machine. From the children of the RDC. Is it Republic Democrat? I don't know, of Congo. Apologies for not knowing that. I probably should have looked that up. Thank you very much. And that's from a bunch of boys and girls from the Congo. And there's the beautiful trophy, which I think is actually a very unique and cool looking trophy. And he's giving it a little kiss, the big rock with the gold nugget in the middle there. So congratulations and good job on helping the world a little bit. Just get a little bit better, a little bit happier, a little bit more active. So good job to Pedro. Another one from Pedro. This from Relevant Tennis again. Pedro Cachin is perhaps the greatest example in recent years of how important the Challenger Tour is and how high the level has become. And let's not forget Eubanks, guys like Jan-Lennard Struff as well are kind of in there. But definitely, I understand the sentiment. He built his ranking over time and matured there before permanently moving into the main tour and reaping the rewards. Your Gstaad champ from Switzerland. There you go. And another photo of him holding the trophy. Another thing, what was I going to say? Oh, I think I lost it. Oh, yeah, I was going to say he had a really nice moment with Novak. Novak beat him in straight sets in Wimbledon, but he basically, Cachin said to Novak, he said, just being on the court with you for the last 2 hours has been the greatest moment of my life. So he's one of those guys you really feel happy for. He seems to be a really nice individual, and he just won his first ATP title at the age of 28. A lot of people would scrap their dream by that age, but he didn't. He kept on going on. And because of that, check this out. It's from Jack Edward at _Jack. Countries with the most different ATP champions this year. We've got Argentina. We got Cordoba. The title there was taken by Sebastian Baez. In Eastbourne, it was Francisco Cerundolo. And in Gstaad now, Pedro Cachin. Also, check this out. The second country tied with Argentina is USA. In Delray Beach, it was Fritzy. In Stuttgart and in Houston, actually, we had Francis Tiafoe. He's won 2 this year. And in Mallorca, Chris Eubanks, and results from Newport pending. And the reason for that, folks, is because we have the young American in the final in Newport. And if he wins today, he would actually make it 4-3 for the United States. So we'll keep an eye on that. And speaking of the young American, his name is Alex Michelson. Here we go. From Quality Shot Tennis at Quality Shot 1. 18-year-old Alex Michelson triumphed 7-6, 6-4 over veteran John Isner. That was in the semifinal in Rhode Island, Connecticut. Or sorry, in Newport, Rhode Island is what I'm trying to say, where the final is currently being played. So he took out John Isner, veteran John Isner, without any nerves. So composed and not in awe of the moment. What a week for him. John Isner will now move on to his favorite tournament in Atlanta, where he has won the event 6 times. So that's one half of your finals over in Newport. Do you know Alex Michelson? 18-year-old US ATP number 190 into his maiden ATP final now. So this is actually from a couple days ago, this tweet, but it's actually final. So scratch the semi out of there. Scratched out in Newport, playing really good tennis. If you don't know what he looks like, he's kind of scruffy. He looks like a unkempt Rublev, sort of. So there you go. There is, again, this is a video I just paused because it's hard to find photos of this guy. Because he's so new to the whole thing. Speaking of final bound in Newport, Adrian Mannarino cruises past countryman Ugo Humbert 6-4, 6-3 at Tennis Hall of Fame. Hashtag Infosys Hall of Fame Open. And there it is, Adrian Mannarino, who would you guys guess how many active ATP players have more grass court victories than Adrian Mannarino? I'm going to give you like 20 seconds. Just throw a number in the chat. How many do you think, how many players have more, how many active ATP players have more grass court wins than Adrian Mannarino? Very curious to see if anyone can get this. Anyone? Looking, no one yet. Okay, well, here comes the slide, folks. I don't think we have had any guessers, but it goes like this. Check this out. I was very, very, very surprised to see this. Most wins on grass by active players in ATP, of course, on the men's side. Andy Murray's tops it off, which is also surprising. Just because he's been off for a while and Novak's still been playing, but I guess the 1 year without Wimbledon was a big factor there. Novak Djokovic, 115. He's number 2. Marin Cilic is third at 80. Rafael Nadal, 76. Richard Gasquet, 75. And Adrian Mannarino was 68. There's only 5 active ATP players who have more wins on grass than Adrian Mannarino. That was kind of a mind-boggling stat for me because Mannarino, I only hear his names usually when majors are coming around, and he performs better there than he does kind of week to week. So we had Berrettini. Good guess, Kathy. That's probably someone who I would have guessed. Joker, you're right, but there were 4 others. Murray, of course. Yep, I'm an idiot. He's had success at lower grass tourneys too. So yeah, you got 2 of the 5. And Janie, 3, not bad. You were actually the closest. So congrats to Janie Bird there for getting the closest stuff on that. All right, folks. Now, what is the actual score of the match? Well, let's find out. It looks like Mannarino. Okay. Mannarino has taken the first set. So this is very live. This is as live as we can get, folks. Right now, they're in the second set. Adrian Mannarino took the first set 6-2. However, Alex Michelson is up a break 2-love and serving for a 3-love lead in set number 2. So by all means, not done yet. We'll keep you posted on that. By the end of this, we'll give you one more update. But we're going to continue on. Actually, I'm going to take a look at before we move on to the ladies, I'm going to take a look at the chat real quick. Where was I? I'm going to start randomly right here. I like your Invisible Studios anecdote. Actually, name origins are fun for me. Yeah, there you go. And it's funny because my buddy, it embarrasses him because he's a really intelligent guy. He's a computer guy. And he literally thought he was hiding from me. He's like, how do you look? I was like, literally the bottom foot and a half of the entire studio has no covering. And he just was like, I can't believe I forgot that. Anyways, he also went to net successfully. Let's see here. I missed the beginning of that. Let's see. Ghosty saying, would be awesome if Andrey rolled this into 2024 and made a run at the next French Open. I would love to see that. I'm warming up to Casper. LOL. More F-bombs, boys. Yeah, he's been showing a little more attitude. They asked him a lot about, how he prepped for Wimbledon, and he went to a concert, a weekend concert or something like that, or I don't know, Dua Lipa or something like that. But anyway, so he's getting a little testy at them. And I think, you know what? Live your life, buddy. Do your thing. You're still making Grand Slam finals. You're still only won 250s, but still. Wasn't as windy today as yesterday, says Kathy. Thank you very much. Yay, Andrey. So Kathy has a soft spot for Andrey Rublev. I definitely know that from our chats. And so you must be very happy, Kathy. Good day for you. And for me, too. I'm a big fan of his. Rublev made it a point to thank the tournament for inviting him. And then when the director said he was looking forward to seeing him come back to defend his title next year, Andrey said, it's up to you. Hey, there you go. Yeah, he's a really kind, gentle guy. A Ghosty, Jon Snow's favorite tournament, Battle of the Bastad, he calls it. Ghosty. Yes, Janie, because he got an invite the first time, so he didn't want to assume to go back. Got you. Okay, he thought he might need another invitation. Okay, you're clearing it all up. Is that normal? They're all invitationals. I don't think they all are. Rublev, he's just silly, sir. All right, I thought people just sign up and are accepted by ranking. There are some... I know in the WTA, they don't allow too many good players in lower tournaments. It's kind of interesting. Whereas on the men's side, they kind of do. That's cool about Cachin. Yeah, giving the Democratic Republic of Congo. Thank you. I was literally thinking that, but then I was like, that sounds too American. Democrat Republic. Okay, thank you so much. I was semi-certain that was it. Maybe the RDC is an acronym in accordance with the syntax rules in their language. Yeah, because it says RDC on the actual poster written by the kids. Probably Ghosty. Gstaad sounds like something Kung Fu Panda says when he does the whooshy finger hold on a bad guy. I love that move where he just, boom, the whooshy finger hold takes out the guy. Hey, Snail. Hi, Kavi. How you doing, buddy? Hey, Snail. Hi, Ghost. Hi, Snail. Hi, Kathy. Look at all the love here. I know nothing about Michelson. Well, you're about to learn a little bit more. And by the way, just so you guys know, I am taking a look. Manarino did break back. So now it's he's serving at 1-2 in set number 2. So we are back on serve. Me neither, says Kathy. Is Newport red clay? Newport is grass, baby. Grass. It is. But we did have Gstaad and Bastad were both clay. So it was a little mix of grass and clay and stuff like that. Funny, no one's playing hard courts, even though we're in the hard court swing. Countries in that region of the world are hogging all the vowels. Okay, folks, I'm gonna get back. We've got a lot of people in the chat here. By the way, folks, thank you guys to everyone for joining me. Hit the like button, subscribe if you're new to the channel. Hit that notification bell as well, and all will be good in the world. And it already is. Okay, folks, we're going to move on. I've got the next one is from the women over in Hungary. Check it out. Relevant tennis. Timofeyeva wins in Budapest. Lucky loser. Yes, lucky loser. Maria Timofeyeva wins her maiden WTA Tour title as she defeats Katarina Bandel in Budapest. The 19-year-old Russian will move to world number 129 now, her new career high. And how about that, folks? Her very first title in her very first WTA tournament, and she lost 7-6. She lost in a tiebreak in the final set of her qualifying match. She got the lucky loser and parlayed that into her first ever title. How about that? Look at that. Maria Timofeyeva. Nice photo there. She is your champion of the Hungarian Grand Prix. So, very, very eventful weekend for Timofeyeva. Going to be very happy. One that she will not forget. And check this out. Only 4 times in 43 years. Yeah, the year before I was born. Kay McDaniel in 1980 was the first ever lucky loser to be a WTA champion. Since then, 3 others have done it. We had Olga Danilovic, did it in Moscow in 2018. Coco Gauff did it in Linz 2019. And just today, Maria Timofeyeva in Budapest 2023. Wow. So there you go. Not only does she become a lucky loser, she's only one of 4 in 43 years to complete this feat. So congratulations to her. A little bit more now from the Hungarian Grand Prix. Now, I don't know if you know what happened, but in the first round, there was a local girl named Amarissa Chiara Toth, and she was playing against Shuai Zhang of China. Now, there was an issue where they're playing on clay, and there's an issue where there was a ball mark, and Zhang was certain that the call was wrong. Well, the umpire wouldn't come down and look at it for some reason, and so the whole hullabaloo kept on going on for a while, and so Zhang was like, "Hey, I want the tournament director to come see this." Well, while they were waiting, this girl, Amarissa Chiara Toth of Hungary, she got a wild card being a local. She went up and said something saying, like, "You're just making this worse." And then she went and swiped the mark away with her foot. Well, Zhang Shuai, she's had a really tough time lately. She's lost like 12 or 13 matches in a row. She's been fighting with the Chinese Tennis Federation over some other stuff. So she's been having some high stress levels while she's been playing her tennis career lately. And so she actually was so kind of distraught that she couldn't continue on. She ended up pulling out of the match because she was just so she just felt like everyone was against her. And so that was a little backstory. Now, this is from Sportskeeda Tennis at @SK_tennis. All the players are showing their support for Shuai Zhang after the controversial call against her in Budapest. What are your views on the behavior of Amarissa Toth, umpire, and the crowd? So the crowd was booing her. Amarissa Toth was taunting her and swiping the mark, and the umpire was not helpful at all. And a lot of people were calling on all of everyone, to be kind of reprimanded and whatnot. But check it out. This is from Caroline Garcia tweeting out, "We all know what kind of girl you are, Zhang Shuai, 21. Take care of yourself." Kristina Mladenovic says, "Unacceptable umpire mistake and opponent's behavior. You are a different league. We are with you." Maria Sakkari saying, "Zhang Shuai is the nicest player on the tour. That Toth girl should be banned from the tour." 3 thumbs down. That's pretty big words. The award for unsportsmanlike conduct of the year goes to Amarissa Toth. We have Darius Kasatkina. "Oh my God, what's that reaction from opponent?" Oh, that's another thing. She put her hands up in victory after Shuai went over to shake her hand. So even everyone was saying Shuai was graceful in just shaking the hands of the umpire and the opponent. You know what I mean? Like most players are like, I wouldn't have even done that, but credit to her. So she goes, shakes hand with the umpire, shakes hand with the player. And then as soon as, she kind of turns around, she yells, Amarissa Toth, yay, like she won. And, it's her first, I think it was her first WTA victory, but still, have a little bit of like a read the room sort of situation. Anyways, cannot believe it. Very bad referee, very bad sportsmanship. Shuai, big hug to you, my friend. And then Ayla Tomljanovic also expressing the same sentiment that I just did regards to the handshake, saying, "Absolutely disgusting behavior. Shuai is a better person than a lot of us for shaking the ref and that girl's hand." But then again, it's Shuai we're talking about. Of course she did. And look at that little dig as well. She goes, "Is a better person than a lot of us for shaking the ref and that girl's hand." She didn't want to name this girl and get her more publicity and whatnot. So there you go. So anyways, it was nice to see some solidarity, and let's hope that Shuai is able to come back strong and have a little bit more success. She's been having a tough time lately. Okay, folks, let's see. We're going to move on to the other championship match that is also currently going on, and it's over in Palermo, Italy. This is from @WTA. Home turf. Paolini, Jasmine Paolini is finals bound after defeating Sorribes Tormo in 2 sets and will face either Sharif or Zhang. So this is from yesterday. And we have Paolini rocking the Asics, looking great, looking fierce, getting ready to play a final in her home country. And who is she facing? Qinwen Zheng won an epic semifinal in over 3 hours against Mayar Sharif. Goes for her first WTA title tomorrow. And by tomorrow, I mean right now. So here's a look at that 3 hour and 2 minute match. Mayar Sharif loses the first set. Qinwen Zheng takes, I should say it this way, Zheng Qinwen takes the first set 6-4, drops the second set 4-6, and then a 6-1 decider. And so that put her into this match, which as I click this, folks, I don't even know what the score is right now. We're all going to look at it for the first time together. Boom. And it looks like Qinwen Qinwen, I should say again. I always say it backwards because the Chinese players have it back the other way than we do. I shouldn't say backwards because neither is right. They're just how they are. So Zheng Qinwen takes the first set 6-4. So she's halfway to her first title. Paolini, I believe Zheng was up 3-0 in that first set. She was cruising along, but it looks like Paolini put up a big fight and ended up taking 4 of the last 7 games. So maybe we're in for a good one here. So yeah, in Palermo on clay, we have a current title going on. So like I said, the first 3 each had a bagel set. This one and the Manarino, let's check the score on that one. No bagels yet in these ones. Manarino is, wait. Huh, you know what? I'm going to hit refresh because I feel like, unless there was an issue? No, I think it updates. So yeah, they're tied at 2 in the second set. And then, as mentioned, Zheng is up 1-0, and looks like Paolini is about to kick off set number 2 with the service. Okay, continuing on, we had one other tournament. We had one other event in Nice, France. It was a clay court tournament. It was an exhibition. It's called the Hopman Cup. And from First Serve Tennis, Croatia are the 2023 Hopman Cup champions. Trophy emoji. Donna Vekic and Borna Coric secure the title in Nice, defeating Switzerland in the final. Switzerland 0, Croatia 2. Vekic defeats Naef 3-4, and Coric defeats Righty. I think it's Rightle. That should be an L, isn't it? Anyways, 1-4. So there you go. We got Vekic looking fly in her red and white. Croatian colors, and well, partly Croatian. There's some blue missing, I think. And then we've got Coric with the Asics gear with the pink trim and the black, white, and gray. I like it. I like it a lot. They didn't even have to play any doubles because they took it 2 singles matches there. So quick victory for Croatia, and congrats to them. Also, some selfie action for the winners. The selfie we were all waiting for. This is from @Lisa_Wawrinka. Funny enough, Wawrinka used to date Vekic, and that's the avatar there. But here we go. Vekic and Borna Coric with the long hair. They are champions of the Hopman Cup, representing their country of Croatia. Good job to Croatia and to Vekic and Borna Coric. Okay, folks. We got, what else we got here? Just a couple more. Okay, this is some news from the middle of the week and some interesting things I'm hearing about this. So check this out. This is another one from Relevant Tennis. Breaking with the siren emoji. Mikael Ymer of Sweden has been suspended for 18 months for violating anti-doping rules despite never having used nor been accused of using banned substances. After in 2022, the ITF charged him for having 3 missed out of competition test attempts in a 12-month period. Okay, now this is where it gets a little more interesting. I'm gonna back this up, and there we go. So check it. This is from I think it's Twitter or Instagram. Looks to be Twitter. Okay, so this is at Mikael Ymer. In January 2022, the ITF charged me with a potential anti-doping rule violation for having 3 missed out of competition test attempts in a 12-month period. I fought that charge at a hearing and was cleared by an independent tribunal of 3 arbitrators in June of 2022, so last year. The ITF appealed that decision, despite the fact that the 3 independent arbitrators who cleared me were appointed under its own rules, and asked the Court of Arbitration for Sport to reach a different decision on the same facts which I had already been cleared. Very, very, very weird. Yesterday, I learned that the Court of Arbitration for Sports has suspended me from professional tennis for 18 months, despite never having used nor been accused of using banned substances. Having already been cleared once and wholeheartedly standing by the fact that I do not feel that the third offense was committed, I find their decision to try me again and subsequently find me guilty unfair. On top of that, I find it difficult to comprehend that they found an 18-month suspension to be a just punishment. I understand that these rules have been put in place to protect the integrity of our sport and that they are there for a reason. However, I do not believe I broke those rules, and my conscience is clear with God as my witness. Pretty strong words. But yeah, really, really weird how he was already cleared and then they retried him. Really curious as to what that was all about. So yeah, really interesting stuff. And then just to make matters even weirder, look at what Casper Ruud, a fellow Nordic man, says. This is from at the Tennis Letter, saying Casper Ruud on Michael Ymer's suspension. It's a shame. What's surprising is that he was acquitted, but the union appealed. I thought the federation was helping the players and not trying to punish them. So it obviously shows that they are not helping the players in this case. And there's a photo of him. I don't know if he's specifically talking about that there, but it is in Nordea where the tournament is. And this is a recent quote, so it might be from the exact press conference. So yeah, there's that. This is really weird to me. Yeah, and also there's a lot of implications that the Swedish media is kind of jumping on this guy's back because of racial reasons. So if you look on Twitter and stuff like that, there's a lot of these kind of undertones, and people are saying, you know, the Swedish media are dragging this guy because he's a black man. They wouldn't do it if he was, you know, Robin Soderling or some, you know, whatever, some other players. So very, very interesting. I've actually been to Sweden. Definitely not a variety of people, really. I didn't face any sort of thing there. I was there for 5 days, so I can't really speak to that. But very interesting and kind of disheartening to hear some of this news, guys, to be very honest with you. But we're going to move on to some better news. This is just sweet and very loving. Gail Monfils was actually at the UTS, the Ultimate Tennis Showdown. Now, I didn't really cover that. As I mentioned, folks, I was at a wedding this weekend, so I didn't really get to watch it fully. I just saw highlights and clips, so I didn't get a good gist of the whole feel of the tournament. So I didn't really get into that. But he was at that event. And this is not related to that, though. This is Gael Monfils on his and Alina Svitolina's daughter, Sky. And I just thought it was very sweet. Nice to see a tweet like this. She's doing good, growing up quite fast. You're at home, but it's a privilege to spend quality time with your child. It can never be too much. It's been an amazing month for me, watching my wife do fantastic as well. And of course, he's talking about the quarterfinal run to the French Open, as well as the semi-final run to Wimbledon that his wife had after giving birth to their daughter in October. So some good news, some happy news. Nice to hear, nice to see. And then a little bit of an update. I actually heard an interview. So another one from Relevant Tennis, Felix Auger-Aliassime to Sportsnet. So Sportsnet is a local Canadian channel. And actually in Vancouver, Felix Auger-Aliassime was interviewed regarding the upcoming Laver Cup, as he's going to be one of the players for Team World. So I actually heard this interview, and it kind of caught my eye. It's rare that an interview in Vancouver makes its way word for word onto Twitter. So I thought, okay, I'm going to talk about this. Also, some CanCon, folks. If you don't know what that means, Canadian content. I am, of course, a Canadian. So here you go, at Relevant Tennis. Felix Auger-Aliassime speaking to Sportsnet, saying this season has not been what I hoped for so far. Fortunately for me, it's not over yet. I'm doing well mentally. I am positive about it all. If I regain my physical condition on court, I know the results will start to come little by little. So good to see that he's had a rough year, but he's still he's in a good place mentally, or at least he's saying he is. When I was listening to him on the interview, he sounded very relaxed. He was laughing. He's happy. He's got a nice kind of deep booming voice, and he was, you could tell that there's joy in it. So there you go. That's what he looks like when things are going well. The big Canadian with the big serve and a huge forehand. Still has to figure out how to put it all together, but we are all hoping here up in Canada that he does. And so that's good news. And some more Canadian content for you, folks. Yes, from the tennis letter, Denis Shapovalov and Miriam Bjorklund are engaged. Congrats to the happy couple. And there you go. Shapovalov proposing, the surprise in his now fiance's eyes and in her hand gesture. She's excited, and the kiss to seal it. So congratulations. I've been around love all weekend. My cousin got married to the love of her life, and now I get to see a photo of a fellow Canadian making his life just a little bit better by proposing to his sweetheart. So congratulations to the two of them. Miriam Bjorklund, she is also a tennis player as well, folks, in case you didn't know. She's not on the main WTA tour, I believe, but yeah, she is a player. So yeah, congratulations there. And let's see here. I'm going to take a look at some of the comments, and we're going to come back and we're just going to look at what is upcoming this week in terms of tournaments. We'll do a player of the week on either side, and then we'll wrap up. So it's been about 40 minutes so far. Thank you to everyone who's been watching and enjoying. I hope you're enjoying the new studio look from your boy. Okay, now I'm going to go back a little bit. So let's see. The controversial call also comes at a very pivotal point in the match. The ump really got that one wrong. I think you're talking about the Hungarian Open there. Damn, that's some big names giving Zhang some love. Yeah, absolutely. That shows how, how much these players are kind of in solidarity together, and made me happy. Peaches, that was disrespectful on the part of Toth, and the crowd booing, and the umpire should be ashamed. She still shook their hand. I agree with you, Peaches. I don't know, to be honest, if I would have able to not slapped her in the face. I mean, I would never slap a woman in the face, but I'm saying if I was Shuai, like, I feel like, she's a very, very lovely person to be able to even go and shake the hand. I mean, congrats to her for that. That just shows how classy she is. I don't know why umps are just allowed to decide. Now, I agree, Janie Bird. What the heck is going on? Why do they say no? It's not like, I don't know. It just doesn't make sense. Are they that lazy? They don't want to be told what to do. They don't want to set a precedent that someone, make them come down every second point. But it's just silly to me. I don't get it. My real daughter, her name is Michelle. No tennis name. Okay. Not a fan of Toth's behavior, obviously, but the real bad guy here is a tennis establishment that refuses to put tech on clay courts and hold umps accountable when they mess up. Toth, just a kid. Janie Bird, exactly right. No tech, they gotta look. Yeah, I agree. I totally agree there. Kavi, I had Zheng winning Palermo. Okay, buddy. Well, hopefully that works out for you. Good to hear from you as well, Stayhill. Nice to see you, buddy. Let's see. Palermo is in Sicily, right? That I am not positive. Not positive there. Jane agreed, says Peaches. Naev played really well, says Kathy, in that semifinal against Paolini. It was Meyer who faced Jung. I dig the Croatian flag. Yeah, same here. Pretty dope. Surprised at Ruud. He lost. Yeah, 250. All 10 of his titles have been on 250 clay, but 250. I don't know if they're all clay, but yeah. Very handsome couple. Take a bow, Croatia. Yeah, I agree. There are a couple lookers there. It's where Lendl got that hideous shirt he wore in the 80s. Snehal saying Kavi Rublev played out of his mind, crazy level, like one of the best clay quarters. The winners were crazy in long rallies. Nice. Yeah, I've been hearing. I didn't get to watch it. It was the middle of the night for me, but I did check out some highlights. 18 months seems like a lot, exceedingly disproportional. I agree, and it makes my stomach quiver a little bit, Ghosty, especially with like the whole media thing. They're kind of ganging up on him. Is there a chance this is just an excuse for getting at Ymer after he beat up an umpire's chair? Honestly, I was wondering about that as well, because he definitely deserved some bad juju after that. I mean, I don't condone that whatsoever. Same as I did not condone it when Zverev. At the time, you guys might have remembered, I thought that Zverev should have given him a 6-month ban for that. No earning money, no whatever. Like, you just have to sit in a corner for 6 months, because that was outrageous. I don't think Ymer's was as bad, but they set their precedent. their precedent that, hey, you can smash a racket at the umpire's feet and you will not get suspended because we didn't suspend this guy. How are we going to suspend you? You know? So yeah, I wonder if that has something to do with it. That is crazy. Zverev better keep looking over his shoulder. Yeah, and folks, I didn't even add it because I don't want to make this about off-court stuff. But Zverev again was accused of bodily harm against the mother of his daughter. And he wouldn't go to jail if he was guilty, but he'd have to pay up 480,000 euros. But just not a good look, man. This Zverev guy, I've never really liked his attitude. I've never really liked, I commentate on his tennis, and when I call his matches, I try and be fair, but I just leaving a worse and worse taste in my mouth every time. He just seems like a guy who could be two-faced. Yeah. So again, I'm not going to make any assumptions on the validity of the claims or whatever, but I will say that I if you're asking me, how do I feel about the guy? I don't get a good feeling. That's all I'm going to say. Sounds personal, like Simo. Wonder who he pissed off. Yeah. Peach is very, very, yeah. I don't put it past them for doing a little, oh, you did this. We couldn't get you for that, so now we're going to double get you for this. Michael Ymer translation, my brother in Christ. WTF is wrong with you? Cap, do we care about life after Wimbledon? It takes a while to care. Now I'm starting to care again. But yeah, the first week it was a little bit, the first few days of these last couple tournaments were a little bit less, it was tougher to get into, put it that way. LOL. Cap, I do, Cap. Yeah, so Kathy is digging the post-Wimbledon tennis. Wimbledon, my least fave major, says Kathy. I did not know that. I'm late to the party. There seems to be some tennis drama. Yeah, there is. Kathy, I love Alcaraz victory over Novak's. Just can't get enough of this particular Wimbledon. Monfils playing first round at Atlanta 3 hours later versus Kokkinakis. Okay. I love anyone beating Novak, but yes, the final was good. Yeah, that final, still burning in my memory, is phenomenal. I've actually watched that final 3 times, says Kathy. I went and watched the fifth set again, and then I watched the final game like 8 times. I was just like, I just couldn't get enough. Finally hopped on Covey's Corner. What's up, SWL? Good to have you, my buddy. Nice to have you. So yeah, this is our new time slot, folks. It's Sundays from now on. It might even be later because, as you know, I didn't have all the matches complete. Because some of them starting late. So we might push it later in the day, but it's going to be on Sundays. Watch Barbie today. Not bad at all. Yeah, I heard it's actually pretty good, like as a film, which is kind of crazy. No, Monfils match is tomorrow, says Snehal. Okay, so updating himself. Love it in real time. Okay, folks. Let's see. Have to jump off. Good seeing you, folks. Thanks, Covey. You're welcome, Peaches. Have a great day. Always a pleasure to have you, my dear. Big up, Covey. What's the next tournament Murray will play in? Not sure, buddy. I'm not sure about that, but probably I'm thinking maybe Cincinnati or Toronto. That would be my guess. Ciao, Peachy. I know us around about Canada, U.S. time zones are pretty pumped for this time of year. Yeah, same here. I'm getting excited. I'm going to be hogging all the play-by-plays if they need me to do any North American time zones, because it's going to be tougher for them to the U.S. Open and the whole U.S. Open swing. Okay, folks, now I'm going to be actually last one here. I am done with Murray, even though I am a big fan, says Snehal. Yeah, what Gil Gross said, he said, I think he'll have one more good run in a big tournament. He believes there's one more in him. I'm still wondering about that. I think he'll have a few more really good matches. I don't know if he'll make it to like a quarter or semi in a major, but I would love to see it. Love to see it. Okay, folks, what do we have on the docket for today? And the reason I'm stalling and not showing you the scores of the other matches, because I want to take as much time as possible, hoping that one of these will end. But this is what it looks like for this week. So last week we had 3 250s and 3 250 ATP and 2 250 on the women's. This time we have 2 250 on the ATP and 3 250 on the women's. However, there's also a 500 level ATP in there. So this is how it goes down. WTA, we got Hamburg. That's in Germany on the clay, 250. In Hamburg, also at the same time, in Germany, the 500 men's is also going on. Over in Atlanta, hard court, we've got ATP 250. And then in Croatia, in Umag on clay, another 250 ATP. The final two are WTA 250s. One of them in Poland of the hard court. That's in Warsaw. And then we have one in Lausanne, Switzerland. That is a clay court tournament. So that is what we'll be updating you next week on Kavi's Corner. Now, before I end, let's take a look. Let's check in real quick. The score in the Mannarino matchup is currently 4-all in the second set. So Mannarino just 2 games away from a title on the grass in Newport, Rhode Island. So not over just yet. And we still are technically, hopes are alive for a bagel set if Michelson can win and then someone gets a bagel in the third set. So there you go, folks. That's the latest update. You're going to have to find out who won either next week on Kavi's Corner or just have to look online. And in terms of the women, it looks like Zhen is still just up 1 set and they're on serve. She's serving at 0-1 in the second set. So there must be some weather issues over there because this score has not updated very much at all. So there you go, folks. And last thing I'm going to ask you to do is guess who you think is the player of the week on the men's side and on the women's side. Now, disclaimer, I don't have any of the buttons for any women right now because we had to reload a new set of buttons. But I do have the men's, and I'm going to press the button, and you're going to see it in about 10 seconds. So make your guesses now. Who do you think was the ATP Player of the Week? 5, 4, 3, 2...
Pedro Cachin, Pedro Cachin, Pedro Cachin. You are catching. You are catching.
All right, so we had a Rublev. We had 2 Rublevs, but the reason I didn't choose Rublev, even though he played phenomenally, is because it was Cachin's first ever ATP Tour Championship, his first title. So I thought Rublev's won before. Recently, he's won in Monte Carlo, and then he also won 2 or 3 titles this year. So anyways, Rublev's had a good year. Definitely deserved it, but gave it to Cachin because it was his maiden title. And on the women's side, well, unfortunately, like I said, I don't have any buttons for any of the women who were on the list, but I am going to give it to Timofeeva, the 19-year-old, for being just the 4th lucky loser in WTA history to win a title. Not only that, she did it in her first ever event. Now, because I don't have a button for her, I'm going to use the button of our last week's Wimbledon Women's Champion. So even though you're going to see Vondrousova, thank you, Gary, for that, this is actually for Timofeeva. So congratulations to the 19-year-old on her first ever WTA title. It's all right. Can you feel it?
Vondrousova. Vondrousova.
There you go. Vondrousova. That is, again, not her. It was actually Timofeeva, the 19-year-old Maria Timofeeva, who is Russian. But yeah, all right, folks. So there it is. We had someone guessed, Kathy guessed Schwei. That is actually a really good guess. And I could very well have given it to her. But again, I gave it to first-time titleists this time. Just felt like they needed it. They deserved it. We got Rublev, says Janie. Oh, that was from before. Now we're just going to have a couple more and then I'm going to wrap this up. A couple more comments. I got Snehal Man from Mumbai saying, I will be very surprised if Murray puts another deep run in a slam. If he was at his best physical condition and still lost to Steph. That too on grass. That's it for me. I would love him to prove me wrong. Thank you for that, Snehal, and you're welcome. He says, thanks, Kavi. No worries, buddy. Always a pleasure to have you. I always love your intakes. And it's a good call on Kane Wen. Let's see if she can do that over in Palermo. But yeah, I agree with you. I don't know. Maybe a quarterfinal, say at the U.S. Open, maybe Australian. But I don't think he has too much time left. And I do think the next year, if you're asking me, I think it's probably going to be his last year on the tour. But yeah, I really hope that in majors he gets to wow us with some dazzling tennis and some 5-setters and things like that. Okay, folks. Well, thank you guys very much for joining me for another edition of Kavi's Corner. Join me next Sunday. I will be here. May also be doing some of the events during the week. So stay tuned for the Game to Love Tennis podcast. Like this video, folks. Subscribe if you're new to the channel. Hit that notification bell. And yeah, the internet will love you if you do so. Game to Love already does love you. Thank you for joining us, folks. My name is Kavi. I had a great time talking tennis with you, as I do every single week. Thank you guys for joining me. I hope you guys had as much fun as I did, and I will see you all soon. Sometime this week, definitely next week, if not before then, for another edition of Kavi's Corner. Kavi out, folks. Peace.
It's Kavi's Corner.
Give it a like. I said give it a like, leave a little comment, share the video, and hit subscribe. That's right. Check out this other video.